the YTPC, Joshua Stewart Pipe Up North. I was watching Father Brian, Potter Piper, a little bit earlier. He mentioned the, was it Gowth and Hogarth dark plug. So that's what I got in here tonight. Haven't had any of that in about a week. It's like, yeah, I need to get me some of that again. Good stuff. There's only two things that are a little wrong with it. Number one is it's a little wet and you got to relight it a lot. Or let it dry out. Which I gave it about 5 minutes to dry out, and it needs a half hour at least. After I broke it up, and well, I cut it up, kind of a rough cut style, but the other thing is it's packs a wallop, where I don't dare pack more than probably less than half of a bowl. So got my Gowth and Hogarth dark plug. And I'm enjoying it. I just caught a whiff of this stuff, and I love that bag note. I wasn't too sure of it at first, but now that I associate the bag note with the taste, I like it. Yeah, tasty. And I'm smoking it in my Dr. Grabow. Oh, what is this? Crown Duke. This is a estate pipe I refurbished, however you want to say, a while ago. Didn't do a super high polish on it or anything, just basically gave it a deep clean and put it to work. Except I realized when I grabbed it earlier, I had a bowl of, what was it that I had a bowl of earlier in it? This is my second bowl of the night. Oh, I had some Bob's chocolate flake in it, which is good, but even though it's not heavy on the Latakia, it's just a little bit more than I like. I mean, I don't hate it by any means, but to be ideal for me, it needs just a little bit less of the Latakia. So then finish that up and put this dark plug in. But anyway, I realized when I pulled out that Bob's chocolate flake that I'd never smoked this pipe. I refurbished it probably a month ago, and it's just sat here. I've been just waiting for the right occasion. It's like, well, today's as good of an occasion as any. But like I said, the second thing with this stuff, it packs a wallop. So I'll pose the question right away. I've been liking a lot of these dark fired Kentucky blends. lately I'm finding that I really enjoy them. And especially some of these that have a little bit of Lakeland essence in them, whatever that is, the fruity, floral, whatever it is. Some of these Gowith, Hogarth, Sam Gowith. Now, I don't mind a little bit of a nick hit. I'm learning how to manage it, so to speak. And the first couple times, even though it was several hours before I normally go to bed, I was done for. I had to go to bed. I was not feeling pleasant. But since then, I've kind of learned how to manage it and kind of watch when I'm feeling it a little bit and to slow down even more. So I guess what I was wondering, is anybody aware of something out there that's kind of similar to this stuff that doesn't have quite the nick hit? Now maybe that's like asking for a good 100 proof bourbon that you can drink a 12 or 16 ounce glass of and not end up laying on the floor. Which I don't mind a little bit of bourbon, but usually about one, glass with that much in the bottom is enough for me. Maybe two, depending on how long I'm sitting, but I definitely don't enjoy it enough to get plastered off of this stuff. In fact, honestly, I don't think I've been what would be considered plastered in the last 20 years, but anyway, that's a different subject altogether. But or is this just something that you have to enjoy in moderation, which maybe that's what makes it so special. So anyway, today, busy day. My son that just graduated high school, we got him moved to college. I think he's going to do pretty good there, and he's very reserved. Might even say shy. That's one thing that the staff and administration of the college is really pushing and encouraging the students to step out of their comfort zone, which is probably good. So, of course, I mean, it was kind of a fun day, but of course, when we had to leave him there, it was a little tough, especially with his mother, because he's been kind of I don't want to say it in a negative connotation, but he's a mama's boy. So my wife, she had, there was a few tears shed. And my youngest daughter, her and him are really close. She's going to be a high school junior this year. And, he's kind of always been her protector in a way. I mean, not that she's really needed it. I mean, she can hold her own. But they've been pretty close. So they had some of their freshman orientation stuff. Not really orientation, but some of the freshman welcome to college stuff going on today. And the college that he's going to isn't terribly far away, so I mean it's still far enough away, but not so far that he can't be home in a couple hours if he needs to be, or we can be there within a couple hours if we need to be for some urgent whatever it may be. The interesting thing is his cousin, my nephew, who's basically the same age, is also a freshman at the same school, so he won't be totally alone. And they're actually in the same building, opposite end. I mean, those college dorm buildings are huge buildings, but they're in the same building, opposite ends. So I mean, they'll have each other to fall back on if they need to, but they've got very different personalities. And my nephew, he's very outgoing, outspoken. My son is more reserved and shy. But anyway, say hi, Mittens. Nope. Our plan this morning when we were leaving was to allow just a little bit of time, just as a cushion, like you always do. But we ended up leaving about a half hour later than we planned. So normally I'll drive 5 to 8 miles an hour over the speed limit, depending on situations and traffic and everything. Well, there's a lot of rural roads that we had to drive across, so there wasn't a lot of traffic. Being we were running behind, he had to take his car, and then we followed in our family car that had all the stuff in. And we were driving 10 to 15 miles an hour over the speed limit, which probably closer to 15 a lot of times, which I don't like to do, but we're in a hurry. And my daughter, actually both my daughters, were riding in the car with him and coming through some of these small towns. Say they got a 40 mile an hour speed limit through some of these small towns. You'd slow down to 50, 55, and it's like, so I had my wife text our daughter that was in the car with him. It's like, tell him to slow down a little bit more going through these towns, because I know that the deputies, they like to hang out and catch people coming through those towns too fast. I know of several people that have gotten tickets doing that. So nobody got pulled over today, though, fortunately. So hopefully any other trips that we need to make, we can go are more reasonable speeds. Though sometimes on these rural roads, 15 miles an hour over is what everybody's driving anyway. So, although I don't like to pay tickets in Minnesota, so I try to stay slow enough that I'm not going to get pulled over. So anyway, got him settled in and got his room pretty well set up. He doesn't have a roommate yet. Which a roommate would probably be good for him to have, but I know there's plenty of horror stories out there too on roommates that can make the whole college experience not so fun. My wife frequently likes to tell about her horror stories with a roommate in college. But I guess when I went, the first school I went to, and we got along okay. I mean, we weren't best friends. He was a sophomore when I was a freshman, so he already had all his friends there and stuff. So, and half my friends from high school went to the same college as me, so I just hung out with them. Which probably wasn't a great thing for my whole college experience, but oh well, I made it through. Probably good this stuff does need a lot of relights, otherwise I'd probably be done with this bowl by now and be ready for bed earlier than I should. So yeah, this dark plug, I just got an ounce of it a few weeks ago. I don't remember if I've had it on camera yet or not. But definitely a top 5 for me. I wish I could have a whole bowl of this stuff. That would be good. But now, if you know me, I'm not gonna try to pick out any of the flavor notes or anything because it's, and like I've said in other videos, it's like either I like it or I don't, or somewhere in between. Yeah, I've probably had probably 5 or less bowls of this stuff, or half bowls, whatever you want to call it. 5 or fewer sessions with it, we'll say that. And one or two of them I have let it dry out for a good half hour before I had it, and those were probably even a little bit more enjoyable than this, just because you don't have to relight it every 3 minutes. So yeah, I guess this is probably a first impressions on this Dr. Grabow. Smoke's pretty decent. I think all the other bowls that I've had, this dark plug, have either been in my Rossi or in a cob. I think the Rossi still smokes just a little bit better, but yeah, this, what is it called again? Crown Duke. This pipe would be a fun one to get polished up, because it's, you can't see it very well, but there is a couple of fills in it, some scratches and stuff. It's a codger pipe. Yeah, getting down there. I got one of those Dr. Pearl filters in this one. Just thought I'd try it out in a different pipe, and it doesn't seem to have quite as tight of a draw in this pipe as it did in that other one. I don't remember which one I tried it in. Was it one of the cobs? I don't remember. Maybe it was just that one particular filter had a piece of something that was plugged up, reducing the draw. But holy cow, here we go again. Well over 20 minutes. Thought I was at 15 minutes and probably better start winding it up, but so, well, I will wind it up here and wish everybody a good rest of the weekend. See, it's Saturday night as I'm recording this. What time are we at? We're after 11 our time. Yeah, I think I'm just about done with this. I don't want to be done with it, but don't want to drink a 12-ounce glass of fine bourbon either. So with that, I'll let you all go. Joshua Stewart, Pipe Up North. Have a good day.